All right, today's lesson, we are going to be ordering rational numbers. We have spent some time ordering integers, so those are the positive and negative whole numbers. But today we introduced decimals and fractions in the positives and negatives. So I have started us out with a number line, and I couldn't make the number line too big, but we should be able to get the point. I'm going to have a 0 in the middle, and then I am going to be working with decimals. I'm going to count by increments of 1/2. So I'm going to start with my integers, and this number line is small. It's just ranging from -2 to +2. So the increments are 1/2. I'm going to write that as a decimal. So I have 0.5 and 1.5. Which means that going to negatives, same thing, negative 0.5 and negative 1.5. And we want to remember that number lines they're nice even though they're slow, because we can see that the larger numbers are going to be farthest to the right and smaller numbers are going to be farthest to the left. So we can say with confidence that negative 1.5 is smaller than negative 1, because negative 1.5 is to the left. So on your assignment, you are given a pair of numbers, and you want to order them from greatest to least. Typically, this would be pretty simple, but when we're dealing with negative numbers, it can be tricky. So we have our first one, we have negative 2.75 and negative 5.25. So if we extended our number line, we know that negative 2.75 would be to the left of 2, but to the right of 3. To the left of negative 2, but to the right of negative 3. So we know that it's smaller than negative 2, but it's going to be to the right of our negative 5.25. So ordered from greatest to least, I have a negative 5.25, comma, negative 2.75. Hopefully you're going to be able to write a little smaller than me. Once I have written them from greatest to least, I know that the number that is farther right on the number line is the bigger one. So negative 5.25 is going to be on the right, and then on the left, that means it's going to be negative 2.75. So these can be a little bit tricky if you go too fast, and most of the ones we're doing are negatives because that is how we need to practice. Next one, negative 8.7 and negative 9. We know if we're going to the left, we're going to run into negative 8.7 first if we're going left. So that means that's going to be a little bit bigger than negative 9. So negative 8.7, comma, negative 9, because we're ordering them from greatest to least. Negative 8.7 is farther right than negative 9. Next one, fractions, negative 3/5 and 0. So negative 3/5 would be about here on the number line. And we can see that that is farther left than 0. 0 is going to be bigger than any negative number. So 0, comma, negative 3/5. Farthest right is 0. Farthest left is negative 3/5. And last one, negative 2/5 and negative 4/5. So negative 2/5 would be about here. Negative 4/5 is about here. Negative 2/5 is to the right, so it's going to be bigger. So negative 2/5 is bigger on the right, and negative 4/5 is smaller on the left. I know these seem simple, and they are simple, but they are easy to mess up, especially when our brain is used to seeing bigger numbers and just knowing that they're bigger. But when we're dealing with negatives, we want to be really careful.